Hello guys, Namaste, Adab, good morning, good evening, whichever part of the world you are in. Very welcome to my channel and hope you will enjoy the lovely recipes I create. We're going to make Gujiya today. Now Gujiya is a lovely Indian sweet, especially eaten on a festival called Holi. The Holi is a festival of colors. Okay, so it's a fantastic sort of festival and I really love this sweet because it brings back a lot of cherished memories. So the most important part for that is the milk solids. Okay, there's no other way of making milk solid is other than just reducing the milk till the end. All the moisture is gone, it turns into solid. So that is the most important part of that sweet. So make sure you get this done beforehand. Okay, so let's go through the step-by-step procedure and I'll show you how to make this. So first of all, we're going to make a dough. So for that I have a mixture of like a refined wheat flour and a plain flour. So I'm using the clarified butter, which is called ghee, and just that gonna add shortness to the dough. So just I'm using spoon by spoon, so roughly it's 3.5 teaspoons of ghee I'm adding to 400 gram mixture. So just make sure to rub it by hands just till you get a sandy sort of texture. And also what we have here is just a little bit of warm water, maybe a little bit of hot water you can call it. And the way I'm using it is just sprinkling it over rather than pouring the water, because all we need is just a proper sort of hard dough. So working with your hands, just make sure to put the dough, bring the dough together quite well. So it's a quite hard dough, as I said. So it will come together sort of very, it won't give you a very smooth finish, but when it is rested and when you put it together, it will be quite. So just going to toast some coconut for the stuffing for the gujiyas, just lightly golden brown, and then we're going to toast the cashew nut as well for the stuffing. So just putting the stuffing together. Here I have, this is called Khoa, and then I'm adding icing sugar to that just to bring the sweetness together. Just make sure to use the icing sugar or the powdered sugar, because the granulated or the cashew sugar can actually burst open the pastry when you are rolling it. So that is quite important that you use this particular thing. So that's the coconut. We're going to add that to the mixture. The quantities are depending up to you, but the quantities just as described on the recipe, just use that. That's my recipe. But then you have, there is a pistachio. Again, pistachio is shelled and grounded in the mixture. That gives a nice bit of toasted flavor when you're putting it together. Then you have some of the golden raisins, real sort of sweetness and sharpness at the same time. So I like golden raisins. You can use sultanas or any sort of raisins you like. And then you have the toasted cashew nut. So just to give that a good mix, and that will be ready for your for the stuffing for the gujiyas. So the dough has been resting for around 15-20 minutes. So just take a little sort of ball and we start to roll it out. As you can see, the dough is quite hard, and that's what we're looking for. It will be much easier to roll, and obviously it will when we are stuffing it and folding the corners, it will be obviously be much easier as well. So just give it a quite thin as possible. You can, but at the same time keeping that it's not folded or torn somewhere. So that sort of thickness we are looking for. Now what we're going to do is just maybe use a plastic cutter as well at the end when we have rolled out. Okay, the pastry, as you can see, is nearly see-through. You can see the marbling of the table through the pastry. So I'm just going to use a large cutter. You may, if you don't have it, you don't have to use it. It's just a way to get a clean finish. Now just to rub around the edges, I have a mixture of water and plain flour. just it gives a quite of a strong glue which we need, because when you fry the gujiyas, it has to be glued quite well. Okay, so the mixture which we prepared earlier on, we are going to put in the first half of the pastry. Okay, and now with the clean hands we are going to just fold it over. Okay, and just sticking the top of it. Okay, making sure that the pastry all around the stuffing doesn't get punctured in any way. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just folding it over and stinging it nicely. Okay, it's quite important that you press it quite strongly by your hand. Now just to give a little sort of design on the edges, so press your finger and fold, and press and fold, and that's the technique. Okay, now even in that way you can do different types, but that's the idea. Press quite strong between your thumb and your first finger, and then just fold it over. Okay, just that part which you are pressing, and just continue the same sort of idea all around, and it just gives a beautiful sort of finish, like, you know. Now if you have a sort of a cutter which can give you the nicer edges, you can use that as well. It doesn't have to be the same way, but that's the technique I use, and just gives a nice sort of a finish. So we have a medium hot oil here. Okay, this oil, make sure it's not too hot, it's medium to low sort of oil, and very quickly I'm gonna add 7 to 8 gujiyas in the oil. Okay, and as you can see, they start to fry away, and when you add 7 or 8 at a time, the oil actually cools down quite quickly if it's too hot. So that is quite important as well. Okay, because if you put it to a very hot oil, see the bubbles coming up on the thing, and that just, you know, it can burst open, the texture won't be right as well. So we are halfway through there, and now they are done. Now you can see the nice golden brown color. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so put them aside. Now I have a very thick sugar syrup here, a bit of cardamom in there. You can put some saffron if you like. So I'm just dipping literally for a few seconds, coating it with the sugar syrup. That's a 2-string sugar syrup. So you just kind of coat that, and gives a nice lovely glaze on the gujiyas there, and that is more or less ready to go. What we're going to do is we're going to dust it a little bit of pistachio, and that will be just ready to eat, and it's absolutely delicious recipe to try on. So give it a go and let me know what you think. Thank you.